Okay, so you see there is no other view better than from the captain's chair. So this was great. This is another airport that I can't believe, or that I didn't do in all this time I've had X-Plane. Anyway, you know what? So this actual weather, 17 Celsius, and it was the winds were 17 knots, but pretty much straight down the runway on this one. But again, you'll see I'll land just a little bit off center line because I caught myself looking around. It happens. That's okay. It was a nice touchdown. And yeah, so the wind is pretty gusty. 17 knots straight off the nose ahead. So you'll notice if you look out, you'll see it looks like we're moving really, really slow, and that's because the wind is strong. It's a headwind. It's a really strong headwind. So the approach is going to look a lot slower than you would normally see with lighter winds. Yeah. So I'm doing 143 knots on the gauge. With a 17 knot wind, you're actually doing about 125. So that's why you look. It hardly looks like we're moving. But it is not. Oh, see, right off the coast there. There's the hotel we stayed at. That's where I saw that topless girl that I couldn't stop looking at. I gotta stop laughing because I keep shaking the camera. And I couldn't understand why the girl who went topless, right, didn't want to jump me right then and there. Anyway. Yeah, so you see here, the approach is slightly high, but you can get away with that when the wind is this strong, because all I got to do is you just bring the power back a little bit, and it will sink like a rock. So that's why. Yeah. The runway is 10,000 feet here, so it's absolutely no problem. It's such a long runway. See here, I find myself a bit high in the approach, but you bring the power back, and it comes down really nicely down to the profile of where you're supposed to be. So with the wind this strong, with a really strong headwind, you can get away with being high, because once you chop the power, the headwind is going to allow you to sink. See, if there was no wind, we would have overshot this approach, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, now we're right on the approach path. That's all I did was bring the power back a little bit, and it comes down nicely. So now, to keep it on the approach, now I need a lot of thrust because the headwind is slowing us down. So if I don't add thrust, then we'll sink below. Yeah. So I'm right on the approach path. Yeah. And it's a little bit of an incline there on the upsloping runway. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. No problem whatsoever. There's at least 6,000 feet of runway left there. Kind of looks like Alaska. It does and it doesn't, right? You can also tell that it's Yugoslavia. Yeah. And there's the terminal building. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, like Continental would be here for sure. That's okay. I overlooked that. All right. I'll send this to you.